Hey guys, I don't know if you remember or not, but in a previous episode or a previous video, I said I was going to buy a boat. And just a small aluminum boat and, fix it up and then go out fishing and stuff. And then what we caught, we could actually fillet or clean it and then cook it on cooking chairs. So anyway, make a long story short, I bit the bullet and bought this boat. I got the boat, motor, and trailer for a reasonable price. And so I'm just going to walk you through it and show you what the boat is like and show you the motor and kind of go over some plans. So first off, we'll start with the bow of the boat here. And as you notice, this is in pretty rough shape. And what they've done, even though I don't know how many rivets this boat has, it probably has about 1,200 rivets in it. And I think what they did is they thought, oh, okay, the boat's leaking somewhere. We have no idea where it's leaking. So what they did is they put caulking over every seam, right along here, right down every rib. You can see right along the bottom here. And you have to check this out up top here. I guess they ran into something and it began to leak, so you can see that's all smushy. And so there's obviously some water gathered in there. So I'm gonna have to grind all that off and then redo it totally. And if you look down here, somebody, I don't know that whether in their genius way of thinking, they thought, okay, there's a leak here, so I'm going to put a bolt in and some washers, and that'll seal up the leak. Obviously, that didn't work, so they went ahead and caulked around that. But you can see they even did every rivet here with caulking. So I'm going to try and sand the whole bottom of the boat down, even take some paint remover or a wire brush on my drill, and get all this down to bare metal, and then repaint it from there, find out what's leaking, and then I'm going to paint it and check out the job he did here. It just took some trim clad paint, and I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera, but look at the drips and runs and everything he got on there. So I think in his defense, what he was doing is just kind of a makeshift job, just to get the thing in the water. You can tell initially it was black because some of this trim clad is peeling off here. So anyway, I want to get this down to bare metal, and we'll paint it with some aluminum or something like that, like a silver, and make it look really nice, and put some decals on there and maybe some numbers and make it look all professional like. But the thing is, the trailer is what made the boat worthwhile. Like, this trailer is in really good shape. Like he's got a new wheel on here to spin it up and down. The tongue looks in really good shape, and as you scan down the trailer, I'll try and get a shot of the bottom here, but the trailer is in awesome, awesome shape. So, I mean, the trailer alone is probably worth $800. And even if I had to paint it up, but just look at the wheel wells here. And the thing I really like is if you look at the wheels themselves, it's got some pretty good rubber on it. But it's got these bearing buddies on it, and which you just put a grease gun on here on the nipple and just grease them. So I've had, I don't know how many trailers I bought, and the wheel bearings always go on them because somebody didn't tend to them. But this one's got this really cool bearing buddy on it, so I'll just go ahead and grease these up every now and then. And maybe paint the wheels up and paint it up a little bit. I don't know, but it's in really good shape. I mean, even back here, the lights are in good shape. Everything runs. And it actually came with a plate, and which I was fairly impressed with. Guy couldn't find the ownership, so I'll have to go into Service Ontario, I guess, and tell them, oh, I made my own trailer, and then give me an ownership. But look at this, what he did at the back here. Well spent. He had somebody kind of paint this up. They did a pretty good job at doing this this hourglass, but I don't know. We'll have to take that off and paint over it. Look at the transom back here. I'm going to flip it over in a second. But they even, I don't know, it looks pretty bad the way they caulked and around the transom, and I don't know what kind of shape that transom is in. But anyway, let's go ahead and flip her over and see what it's like. Okay guys, like I said before, we'll have a look at the inside here and just see what things are like. Alright, first of all, the seats aren't in too bad a shape. They seem relatively solid, but if you look down here in the bow, you can see they've got a whole bunch of caulking in here, and the paint's in pretty rough shape. And here they've got some kind of tape in here. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I think in this back part is where they had the bolt in. It looks like a giant bandage of somebody who's been decapitated or something like that. But again, there's caulking that runs all the way through it. The middle seat isn't in bad shape, and if we come back towards the back of the boat, or the stern here, I mean, I'll have to check out this transom, but the wood itself looks pretty rough. I might have to replace that. This, I have no idea what this is about and why they would put that tape on, but you know, even the guy said you could just rip that right off there. I don't know what it's doing there, but I'll just go ahead and take that off. And then again, we'll clean this all up and grind it down and repaint it. But the big plan here is the big picture. After that's all cleaned up and repainted, if you look inside, I'm going to put a casting deck on here, and we'll probably come from the mid of this seat right to the bow, and you go with 3/4 inch plywood and treat it and all that, and put some supports underneath it, and then carpet. Of course, I want to fix the leaks before I do that because I don't want to pull the casting deck back off. But put a nice casting deck on here that's nice and carpeted with a seat on. We did get a trolling motor with it, so I'll show you the trolling motor here in a second. And put some rigging on here, and like I said, a seat, and you can swivel around. And I'd like to get a fish finder and put a fish finder on it, but I think this would be a neat old casting deck. I mean, it's a good wide boat, right? If you have a look at it and see. So I can get it just so it, you know, minimize the leaks anyway. And then towards the back here, I think I'll just put down in here, I'll just put a piece of flooring in to just run across the bottom, and then at the back, you know, I'll just put a small deck on here, and so you can store, you know, the bilge pump should be back there. I want to put a bilge pump in it and the hoses, and plus, you know, little stuff for the motor. Up front will be the battery and all that for the trolling motor. So I think it's going to be a good project once the old weather gets a little warmer here. But I don't know, we'll see. It'll be a good project, and I think it'll work out okay. Get some good bass fishing in, or some fishing, and then put some recipes on old cooking share, and also get some videos while I'm fishing. Okay guys, like I said, the trolling motor's out here in the shop, so I'm just gonna show it to you. I think it's a pretty good trolling motor. I mean, like I said, the whole outfit's pretty good for the price of it. And this is a Duramax trolling motor, the Drifter 1. Actually, I've never heard of Duramax, but I mean, it works okay. It's, of course, it's 12 volt, and it's a 32-pound thrust on it, which isn't too bad. I mean, it should move that little aluminum boat, you know, from lily pad to lily pad type of thing to get some fish on. It should move it around pretty good, actually. Overall, I mean, the motor itself is in pretty good shape. The top is in good shape, the handle's in good shape, the mounting bracket's fine, and the prop, one of the most important things other than the motor, is fine. The shaft's excellent, and you know, the cone and everything is good. The fin on the bottom's great. Hasn't seen much abuse, so it should be a pretty good trolling motor. Let me fire this up for you here. And that's first speeding forward, second, and third. That seems to work pretty good. And very little delay. Reverse has got 2 speeds, first and second. So, I mean, you know, being included in everything, and I mean, it's in, like I said, it's in great shape. The battery is mine. It's not a marine battery, but I'll have to get one. So overall, I think that was a pretty good deal in and of itself. That's probably worth a couple of $100 there, 150 anyway, and the trailer is probably worth $500 or $600. You know, I only paid $1,000 for the boat. So let's go down and have a look at the outboard and see what it's like. So here's the outboard here, guys. It is an older, I don't know if I get the side here. Maybe I'll give her a quick flip into the furnace. It's an older 6-horse Johnson, but the prop is in good shape. Now he claims it runs good. I haven't tried it yet. You know, I'll have to get some a fin on it and fire it up and see how it works, but I assume it works pretty good. So everything seems tight, everything seems snug on it. You know, they're all made by OMC, so, you know, they should be relatively easy to get parts for if I have to do something. So I don't see any issue with it. I think everything should be just hunky-dory. like I say, we'll get her out and get her fired up and just see how it runs in another video. So anyway, guys, that's kind of my latest project here on the old ranch, so to speak. So I'll make another one once I start to put the decking on and start to clean it up and all that. But I think it's going to be a pretty good boat. You let me know what you think in the description below, and get out there fishing and get some maybe some nice bass videos on cook and share and stuff. Just going to be great. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay safe, and we'll see you next time.